Hello. Okay, so I wanted to make this little video because I think it is just a great example of how we all fall into these traps, old habits, and how important it is to really just have that awareness. And when we start being like, hey, you need more self-care, like, hey, we have that little voice telling us not to ignore it. So I don't know if you can hear in my voice. I am definitely congested. I definitely have some sort of cold happening. And I think this is very funny because I fell into the trap. And I love this because I am the person who is telling everyone else to make sure you get enough self-care. If you don't get enough self-care, you will get sick. If you let yourself get run down, you will get sick. Like I pretty much never get sick because I know how important self-care is. And I'm usually very, very good at doing it. Not this time. So what has happened is my lovely older dog, he love him to pieces, but he has started taking to needing a like 2 a.m. pee. And Lord love him. Poor guy's having a go. He has some of his vertebra in his low back are actually fusing together. And that is every once in a while, it starts pinching on his nerves to his back legs. So I have to help him up and down the stairs more often than not. And especially in the middle of the night, I am not going to let him fall down the stairs. So I definitely make sure to be there with him, even if I don't necessarily help him. He's not to do the stairs alone. And so it is, I have to bring him down and let him out and all the things. So what's been happening is, of course, so my sleep is getting interrupted. And even though I am good at getting back to sleep, it's still interrupted sleep. I'm still not getting the required sleep I need. And on top of that, I've had a few things lately where sometimes I get to bed a little later than I would like. And my boyfriend actually is in Canada right now. So I am doing the single parent, which normally, as I don't literally have kids, I just have the fur babies. It's no big deal at all. But with my older guy, he needs a lot of extra care. And right now we are also struggling with controlling his so in North America, Canada, we call it yeast, the when they get the brown stuff in their ears and they get the brown spots and they have red and they're itchy, we call that yeast. Here in Mexico, I don't actually know what they call it, but it's definitely not yeast. They might call it a bacteria or fungus. So we are struggling to get that cleared up. And if you've ever had a dog with this problem, it is not easy. Like every other day baths with special shampoo, you have to take out anything they lay on after they get their bath. You have to replace and wash everything. Then whenever they scratch and they're going at themselves, you have to address that area and like hotspot treat it. So it's a bit, there's powders and medications involved. So we have a thing happening here. And it's just been, that's normal for me. So I'm not complaining. I'm just it's more than just me being by myself. I have to care for this big guy, and he can be a bit of a handful sometimes. That is all. And then on top of that, boyfriend left before we got to decorate the inside of the house. We got the outside done, but we didn't get the inside done. And I love Christmas. It is my favorite. And so I really wanted to get the decorating done because most of you, if you are like me, you have lots of tubs, there's stuff everywhere. So once you pull all those tubs out, it is a big old cluster mess until you get everything done and you get the tubs put back. There's a lot of cleaning, you get those fake pine needles everywhere. And of course, the tubs are lying around everywhere. Like it's a bit of a thing. So I really wanted to get this done as soon as possible. And it's funny because I had on the weekend, I literally had that like, okay, you were tired. You're now waking, you're starting to wake up tired. Like you need to get some naps in. You need more resting. So I did work a little bit less and I did try and rest more, but I fooled myself when it was like, 2 o'clock, which is a really good time. I usually nap really well at that time if I need one. And I'm like, okay, you should, you have time today. You should squeeze in a nap today. And I'm like, wow, I'm not really feeling that tired. And I really want to get the decorating done. Like, oh, I'll just make a tea. It's fine. Right. So I had that little voice telling me, like, you need to go rest. And I was like, but do I? Like, I never get sick. I'll take some extra vitamin C. So sure enough, it has caught up with me. I fell into the trap, and I just wanted to really make this video and reiterate those little lies we tell ourselves to keep ourselves going, to talk ourselves into things when that voice is like, hey, seriously, you need a break. And you're like, but do I? Like, it's a busy time of year. Like, I can do just a little more. No, because then you end up sick. And that is literally what we're supposed to avoid. Because now, instead of just taking, an hour, 2 hours to nap one day, now I'm going to have to take 2, maybe 3 days extra of extra rest time to actually be able to get healthy. And I don't know if you guys have ever suffered with this, because if you try and really work through a cold, you prolong it. Like, it can last like a week when it should only last 2 or 3 days. So again, it's that, like, what time we're trying to save time, and we're actually causing us to waste far more time. And it's funny because I have given this speech so many times of, take the 2 hours today to care for yourself, to save yourself the days of being sick later. Like, this is important. And here I am. So I just really want to emphasize, number one, if you do fall into these traps and you still do this to yourself, we all do. We all get caught in it. So don't beat yourself up about it. Just know, I laughed about it. Like, I literally am laughing. I'm like, oh, man, I did this to myself. Like, I know better. I know better. But I really wanted to, like, yes, even though we know better, we can still get caught up in it. We can still fall into the trap. So just give yourself that grace, because the other thing is, it is what it is. I've already got the cold. I can't turn back time. So it is what it is. I don't believe in regret. Everything's a lesson, brings us to today. Everything helps create and mold us to who we are, the good with the bad. If you were to go back and change anything in your past, you're risking literally who you are today and everything you have today. And I just don't believe in that. I really don't. So I don't believe in regret. I don't believe in going in the past, and I don't believe on dwelling in the past. Oh, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. Like, who cares? If you didn't like what you did, do better next time. That's as simple as that is. So here I am with my lovely cold, laughing because I really do know better. But it is a great example of, even though we know better, we can still get caught in that little trap. So it was the season, the busyness. Oh, I have the extra stuff, yada, yada, excuse. And I have no one to blame but myself. So I hope this helps. I hope this is hey guys, like, learn from my lesson. Don't let this happen to you when you have the, like, I'm exhausted, like, take a break, take it seriously, take a break. You will get sick at the end of it. And I will say though, guys, because December is super stressful. Again, it's busy, go. I used to, when I was stressed, when I was overwhelmed all the time, I would always, like clockwork, be sick every single Christmas vacation. I would stop work at, I can't remember. I didn't work Christmas Eve, the 23rd, and I would work till like 8 o'clock. I would try, because it was usually only 2 or 3 days I'd work the week of Christmas. And so I'd try and work really long days to squeeze in as many people as possible, right? And so I'd work till about 8 o'clock that week. And like clockwork, I'd be done at 8. And by 9 o'clock, I'd feel the congestion coming on, because my body's like, oh, we're finally resting. We have time to be sick. Because I would push myself so hard, and then I'd be sick for Christmas every single year. So I will say, because again, I am also the person, positivity and gratitude in everything. Positive. I only have a cold. I did not run myself down to, I don't have a flu. I'm not down and out. I am still able to pop on and do things. Not as much as I usually do. I will be resting a ton extra, but as far as being sick, this is minimal case. I'm very happy that life has just given me the kick in the butt instead of laying me out with a flu for days on end. So very, very positive there. And I am also very grateful that life has decided to teach me this lesson in early December and not at Christmas. I am over being sick at Christmas. I do not want to have any of that nonsense. I want to enjoy Christmas. And so I am grateful that if I had to learn this lesson, which clearly I did, I needed the reminder that it happened at now, as opposed to, when I'm trying to cook the turkey, when we're trying to do all the things. So I am grateful for that. And again, I hope this is just a really good little wake-up call for you, a little eye-opener. Do not fall into that trap, because no matter how much you have to do, there is always more to do. Always, always, always. That list will always be there. There's always something else that could be done, but those tasks are not going anywhere, but your health could be. So that's the important takeaway. Like, really take care of yourselves. Those things will wait, especially if it was a 2-hour nap, they're going to be there in 2 hours. Now maybe things have to wait a couple of days, right? So just a nice friendly reminder, don't be me in this regard. Take my lesson, don't let it happen to you. Get yourself care in, whatever that looks like, whether it's just the healthier foods, the extra resting, maybe easing up if it's cold outside. Maybe you ease up on, if you do go for runs or something, ease up on the runs if you're feeling the congestion, the coldness in your lungs. Take those hints from your body and really pay attention to them. All right, guys, we will talk to you later.